My mother, who's 86, she was living with us, then she experienced some stroke-related situations, and when she was in the rehab center, it became quite apparent to us that she is not safe coming back to this house, at least not right now. And when the rehab center said she has like 3 days to get out and find a new place, like a lot of folks who go through this, it was a big surprise for us. We had no plans for this. We didn't know the industry, and we're already under some distress to figure this out. And before we knew it, we had like 3 days to find a place for her to go. And like a lot of folks, you want to find someplace nice for your parents. And we did some research and really didn't know where to start. Luckily, the rehab center did provide some information for contacts, and we found a flyer for SeniorPath, whom they recommended, and I reached out to them to see, what do you guys do? What can you offer? And the SeniorPath advisor came out one-on-one, talked to us, and really got to know who my mom was, what her needs are, what her interests are. And
I just want to say I was really impressed with the questions that were asked, because they were very detailed questions I would never have even thought about to share information about, but because the advisor was so well inept at what he was doing, it made it easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because again, we're in a strong position of ignorance here, trying to do the right thing with no time, and again, with two very busy jobs, it was hard to fit this in. So anyway, the advisor came out from SeniorPath and talked to us with some very good questions. And one thing I appreciated was this person was well connected. When his opening comes up in a assisted living facility, he gets contacted. And so there's already a level of screening going on, because what we soon learned was there are a lot of places I would not want my mom to live in. And
or for various reasons, other reasons, yeah.
Yeah, either so expensive it made no sense, or there's just some second-rate places out there that aren't safe or not comfortable.
It wasn't the right fit.
Not the right fit, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
So we lined up a couple of tours to check things out. Again, clock was ticking, so we hit the road and dedicated a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and did an in-person tour. And luckily our advisor knew the questions to ask that I wouldn't know to ask.
It was a lot of hand-holding, a lot of comfort in knowing that we had an experienced individual with us, that we felt like we were in really good care.
Mm-hmm. So we did tour a couple of places, one that was, I would say, highly desirable, but the supply is not meeting the demand in this area. So where we hoped to get in didn't happen. Then we toured two other places, which were, I think, a good example of where I wouldn't want my mom to go. We left there saying,
It was bad.
"You're kidding me." But it was good to understand what we didn't want, so we knew what we did want when we saw it. Mm-hmm. And luckily, a place did open up, and we toured it, and we were very impressed, and we were pretty excited. Again, no one wants their parents to go to those places, or at least we didn't. And we're making the most out of a compromised situation. So in a matter of a couple of days, we'd found the place, got all the paperwork worked up, and transferred our mother to this place. Again, she's mostly happy there. What I guess the key takeaway is that she's safe and taken care of, and she has someone to provide her the meals and the medicine and activities that makes it easy for her.
And I know when we walked in the door of the place where she is currently, we knew right away this was the place for her. Just had a really great feeling. The people were welcoming, and our advisor again held our hand and made sure that all the questions that we didn't ask were asked, and we were well informed, gave us some time so that we could make our decision, and then guided us through the process.
And it's been a couple of months now, and what we hoped for has happened. She's safe, she's happy-ish. She thinks she's coming back, and maybe her health will improve, but you know, it's tough. At age 86, after a stroke and a couple of injuries, she's probably there for a while now. But we're just taking it 1 month at a time. But again, if we didn't have assistance in this process, I don't know what we would have done. We probably would have made a decision that wasn't good for her and would have been super expensive, and no one would have been happy.
Well, and if you remember, the social worker gave us a stack of papers and catalogs and brochures, and I just remember looking at that thinking, but well, I wasn't thinking because my head was spinning. So it was nice to have the recommendation for SeniorPath, and then to go ahead and yeah, take advantage of it.
Yeah. And even if we had time to do our own research, it would have taken us, I would say, many, many weeks to find a good place. And as it turned out, in a matter of days, we found a good place that was affordable, that was appropriate, and again, everybody's pretty happy with it. So we owe a great debt to SeniorPath for helping us out.
And recommend them.
And recommend them.
Absolutely.
Not for us, though.
Not for us.